Hi, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Friday 15, which happens every Friday at 12 p.m. Central Time, where we answer your industry questions. I'm Maureen Borsey, and this week we're going to be dedicating this Friday 15 to river cruising. I've had a couple questions come in about the river cruising industry in general that I would like to go ahead and address today. So if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe to our channel. So our first question comes from Mary. What is the best host agency to partner with for new agents who want to specialize in the river cruise industry? So first off, Mary, welcome to the industry. And I really like your question about trying to figure out who's the best host agency for a new person coming into the industry. And also, being that you want to specialize in river cruising, what's the best host for you to utilize? So there are so many different host agency options out there for you to choose from. So if you have not yet visited our website, which I do believe you already have, I would recommend starting there. We have so many different host agency models listed on there. So we have everything from the small, the medium, and the large host agencies to choose from. So it's really just a matter of you trying to figure out what it is that you want. What do you want from your host agency? So I would highly recommend that you do your research. Take a look at the host agencies that we do have listed on our site and start to kind of do a comparison. So on our site, we do have a host agency comparison sheet. And I would recommend that you go ahead and utilize that, start putting together, take a look, get a handful, maybe start with 5 or 6 different host agencies that you are interested in, put them onto the worksheet, and then start determining what it is that you actually want from a host. So what's the most important to you? Is it having a host agency that is going to be supportive to you and your needs? Is it the marketing that they offer? Is it the training programs that they offer to you as a new agent? Is it because they have a back-end system? Or is it because you want to work with a host that really knows river cruising? So these are all things to kind of take into consideration when you're trying to determine what is the best host for you. Also, I know that you are part of our 7-day setup Facebook group. So this is another really great resource for you. You can reach out to the agents on there and ask them. So once you've determined, like, say you've picked 2 or 3 that you're interested in, reach out to the group. Ask them, is anybody part of these host agencies? And you are going to get so much feedback from agents that have been a part of them or still are part of them, and they're going to tell you what they like about them. They're going to tell you what it is that, it is their mentoring program. It is their training program. They are so supportive. So they're going to give you the feedback that you are looking for as well. So that's a really great resource. So make sure that you kind of reach out and network with the 7-day Facebook group as well. So, and really when it comes down to choosing a host, it's really a personal decision. So knowing kind of what it is that you want from the host is really important. And then once that you have determined what you want and you found a couple that you're interested in, I would suggest giving them a call. This is such a great way for you to figure out, is it a really good fit? Because once you're on the phone with them, you're going to know right away whether or not that is really the host for you. So, and you're going to want to look for one that aligns with your business needs, and what do they have to offer you from commission splits, and as I'd mentioned, the trainings and the back-end systems and things like that. So go ahead and take a look at that. And real quickly, I'm going to share my screen because I just wanted to show you real quick where to go when you are looking for a host agency, where you can find some information on our website about that. So when you go to our website, go ahead and right here under list, you can click on host agencies. And this is going to list everybody that is currently in our system. And then what you can do is you can also kind of filter this down by who they accept. So this one says any, but if you're really interested and you just want host agencies that are, specialized with working with beginner agents, you can click that. And then it's going to filter out and give you the ones that are really good. So let's just kind of randomly select. Let's take a look at Gifted here, just so you can kind of get a feel for their websites. So we have every single host agency's websites listed on here. It tells you everything, what type of host they are. Do they take new agents? It's going to tell you, do they offer a GDS, what consortium that they are affiliated with, such as Virtuoso, any kind of accreditations that they have. They also are going to, talk about E&O insurance and focuses. So I know you had mentioned river cruising. So right here it says cruises. So just so you know, almost all host agencies have river cruise partners in there. So just keep that in mind that, when you're looking and you're calling them, ask them if they do specialize in river cruising as well. So I hope that kind of helps you out on that. All right. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put in the links, an article on the best tips for choosing a host agency that I think are really going to kind of help you narrow that down. So next would be, when you are calling that host, ask them who their preferred river cruise suppliers are. There are a lot of different suppliers out there for you to choose from. There's luxury ones, but in all honesty, I am going to tell you that most river cruise companies are considered a luxury product. Some really do advertise more as that they are luxury, whereas others say that they're premium. But at the end of the day, a river cruise product is very similar from one river cruise line to the next. So keep that in mind. But find out who their river cruise preferred suppliers are, as this is going to really help you with narrowing down your niche. And then do your research about those river cruise suppliers and find out which ones you want to sell. In all honesty, you can sell many of them because the river cruise product line is very easy to sell. So as you're getting started, you're going to want to kind of take a look at some of the difference there's really 4 really big river cruise lines out there. So you're just going to want to kind of know what the difference is between the 4. And in all honesty, it really comes down to little things for the river cruises. So it's going to be all the ships are exactly the same size, in all honesty, due to the restrictions on the rivers. So they're all the same size. Their cabins will be different in sizes. So they can range anywhere from 125 square feet to 300 square feet. It is also going to be things like the amenities, the onboard dining options, the excursions that they offer, what rivers and what countries do they travel to. So you're just going to want to go ahead and kind of narrow down your choice for preferred suppliers as well. And, also for river cruising, you really want to understand who the clientele is that you are selling to, as it is a higher price vacations than, say, an ocean cruise. So just know that your typical river cruise client is going to be in the 60 plus age range, but that is not to say that you will not find every single age on board a river cruise. But that's typically who really goes on a river cruise due to just their demographics, that type of thing. So just understand who your client is. So if you are already, you have clients that like a higher end product, river cruising is a perfect fit for them. So I'm going to go ahead and put some links in the comments on best tips for choosing a preferred supplier for you. And then also I have some more. I have another question about river cruising below. So it's going to address even further about, river cruisings in general. So hopefully it's going to answer everything and give you some more insight on river cruising. So thank you so much for your question today, Mary. Good luck with choosing your host agency and selling river cruises. So our next question comes from James. Hi, Steph. Love your site. It's invaluable in my efforts in establishing my company as I am returning to the industry. So thank you very much. I'm researching niches, initially leaning towards more crowded but seemingly easier entry niche of ocean cruises. However, diving deep into your reports, the data seems to suggest that river cruises are underserved or underrepresented as a niche or versus travel products sold. Is that true? This is based on my take on the data from your 2020 hosted travel agent income report. Specifically, rivers are the second highest earning travel product with an average of $61,000. However, river cruises were only 4% of the travel products sold. In this report, the percentage of agents where river cruises is their niche is not broken out and must be in other, which means it's less than 7%. Taking it a step further, in the new hosted agency report 2020, you noted that 2% had river cruises as their niche. So I believe I can Make a reasonable assumption that similar 2% hosted agents with 3+ years experience on river cruises as their niche. That river cruises are the second highest earning travel product. The data would seem to suggest that selecting river cruises as a niche should have much more potential business and sales for a new travel advisor than an advisor with ocean cruises as their niche. Is this statement somewhat or something that you would agree with, or did I misinterpret the data from the reports? Any feedback or suggestions that you can share would be greatly appreciated. Best regards to you and all your staff and your four-leggers at Har. So James, thank you so much for actually taking the time to kind of take a look and take a deep dive into those reports. I know that you had mentioned this is really invaluable for you getting your business started, and that you had mentioned you have been in the industry before. So you've worked with a host, you've sold travel, so you understand what is out there to sell. So I do like the fact that you're taking a look at what is going to be the best product for me to sell. Is it going to be going right into river cruising versus ocean cruise selling? You're just wanting to know what is going to be best for you. And so let's take a kind of a deeper look at the numbers and kind of answer some of your questions. So your first question is, are river cruise numbers underrepresented? So the answer actually is no. And the reason for this is that river cruising is a specialized niche, and it is really small numbers in comparison to, the ocean big ship cruises. So typically what happens on surveys, a lot of times ocean and river cruises can be lumped into the same category when the question is asked. And so that can kind of skew the numbers as well. But when they do break it out, agents are selling river cruises is, really a small population in comparison to the ocean cruises. And there are a lot of reasons for that, which I will address in just a minute. So, our report, from last year was based on over 1,000 agents that did answer the report, the survey that we sent out, which we do appreciate that. So that's where we get our numbers from. So typically, river cruises overall are usually less than 10% of the overall products sold in the travel industry. And you're going to find that on any travel industry report, that really it is less than 10% of the overall products sold throughout the industry. So, and a lot of that has to do with river cruising really is somewhat new. I mean, it has been around for about 12 years now, but it's really still a new product to both agent and to clients, because there's still clients out there that don't have any idea that there are river cruises that are out there available for them to take advantage of. So you had also asked, it appears that only 2% of agents with 3+ years experience are selling river cruise as a niche. So according to our data, that is correct, and here's why. Ocean cruises tend to attract repeat clients. Clients love ocean cruises. Agents love ocean cruises. And there's a lot of reasons for that, because once you start selling an ocean cruise and you get to know all the different cabin categories and the different lines, you become very specialized in what lines you do actually want to sell, and you become an expert in the ocean product. So, agents just really like starting off selling ocean versus a river. They are two very different products, and the clientele, in all honesty, are two different clienteles as well. So, a river cruise does have a higher price tag versus an ocean cruise. So that's something you want to keep in mind. But, river cruises actually, they pay you commission on the entire river package. So that includes any of the land product that's part of the river cruise package as well. So, you can get, with river cruises, you can also get commission on extra nights, optional excursions, airfare, insurance, depending on which river cruise operator you are working with. So I'm just going to give you a couple just little insights on differences between ocean versus river cruises that I'm hoping that will help you out. So the easiest one is size. Ocean cruises, they typically range from 2,500 to 5,000 people, whereas a river cruise can range from 125 to 175 people on board. So it is a far more intimate experience. Cost, very simple. Ocean cruises can start at $499, whereas a river cruise can start at $1,500 per person. And, river cruises are a higher cost trip unless you were selling like luxury cruises. So cost is a big factor as well. The average river cruise client is probably going to spend close to $10,000 on a river cruise versus an ocean cruise. And that could just be, it really depends on the length of the cruise. It depends on their cabin category. And, just typically they are a higher priced item because of the intimacy and where you are going, because they are more limited in their destination as where they can go to as well. So dining, ocean cruises, as we all know, have so many different dining options available out there. Whereas rivers, you really might only have 1 or 2 dining experiences on board, but you get the opportunity to go into towns every single night if you choose not to do what the included meals and all that is part of the river cruise package. So, and like ocean cruises, it's many days at sea, but on the river, you're in the heart of these small towns and you can really immerse yourself in the culture, which is such a big selling point for river cruises. So, and really, river cruises are really easy to sell. There are typically only 3 to 4 cabin categories. And like I mentioned, no more than 175 people on board. So it is far more intimate. Once your clients travel on a river cruise, they will be hooked and they will want to try all the different rivers within Europe, Southeast Asia, Africa. There's also some in South America, plus there's even some in the United States. So there are a lot of different options for them, ranging anywhere from 4 days on up to 20 days on a river cruise. So, ocean cruises are a great place for new advisors to start in the industry selling a cruise product. And usually, ocean cruisers take multiple cruises a year. So, you're going to want to find those clients that love to cruise, those repeat clients, those are going to be your river cruise clientele as well. So once you have that good ocean cruise client base, this is a great place for you to start kind of taking a look at who do you think. Now you have a client that's already done, let's say they've already done 10 ocean cruises. This would be a great place to cross-sell your client over to a river cruise. Also, if you are selling package vacations or tours, those are also really great river cruise clients as well. So because they like that idea, they want everything kind of packaged, but also they want a lot of the freedom that comes along with an ocean or a river cruise as well. So, and river cruises, in all honesty, have become so popular over the last 12 years, and there are some amazing river cruise lines out there. So go ahead and pick a few that you really want to work with and start establishing those relationships with those river cruise suppliers. And when you have the opportunity, take advantage of any FAM or discounted river cruise products. When the river cruise lines have special rates for agents, take advantage of those rates. It gives you the opportunity to get on a river cruise and become the expert. And you're going to find you are going to love it once you actually get on a river cruise. You're going to love it. You're going to become so knowledgeable. And like I mentioned, it is an easy product to really learn and to sell. So take advantage of opportunities like that to get on and learn the product. So, and I know that overall the river cruise stats might seem low in comparison to ocean cruises, but they both can be very lucrative business for advisors. So I'm going to go ahead and put some comments in finding a niche, which I know that you're already starting to narrow that down, but there might be some good pointers in there for you as well to take a look at. And then here's something else I would suggest. Become an ocean and a river cruise specialist. Check with your host agency to see which preferred suppliers they have for both ocean and river cruises. And when you know who you want to work with, find out if they have an ocean or a river cruise specialist program, because many of them do. The programs are very simple, usually take maybe 2-3 hours, and then you become a specialist in that product. Plus that allows you the opportunity, like I had mentioned, to get on those discounted rates, and also possibly, if they offer FAM trips, to be able to take advantage of a river cruise FAM as well. So, and then also make sure that you get in touch with the sales team. This is a great way for you to start building your business and networking with that sales team, and learning about the product anymore, finding out if the sales team is having any local events in your area that you can attend as well. So I'm going to put some links in the comments on travel agent certifications that will talk about all the different things that are available out there, but also, just knowing that you can get things for, becoming a river cruise specialist also with CLIA. I know that CLIA has some, they are predominantly ocean cruising, but they do have some programs for river cruises as well. So I would recommend also taking a look at CLIA, which is the Cruise Line International Association. They have some great programs there too. And becoming a certified cruise counselor, which is, dedicated to, newer to industry agents. There's also the accredited cruise counselor, which is, you're newer to selling cruises, but you want to expand your knowledge of them. And then the master cruise counselor. So it's becoming the expert and expanding your cruise knowledge. So those are all really important. And, check with your host agency. Make sure to, see, do they offer anything with CLIA? Getting an accreditation through them. If not, you can go and do these programs on your own. They don't take tons of time, but they are worth it at the end of the day because you do become the expert on that. So I'm going to go ahead and put some links in the comments on what is CLIA's website, and also an article on how to make the most out of your cruise ship inspection, which will be part of once you become like a certified cruise counselor, things that you will need to do. So I'm going to go ahead and put those in the comments for you as well. And just one other thought for you too is, industry events. So make sure to attend your host conference. They are going to have a lot of river cruise and ocean cruise suppliers there in attendance. Also, there are 2 dedicated shows for big cruise ship shows. So one is Cruise 360 and the other is Cruise World, which same thing. There are going to be a lot of suppliers there. A lot of those 2 shows do have booth appointments. So it gives you one-on-one time with the river cruise suppliers as well there. So I'm going to go ahead and put some links in the comments as well for Cruise 360 and the Cruise World show. So James, really appreciate you taking the time to read through our reports and ask some great questions. Good luck with selling both cruise and river cruises. And if you have any questions, feel to reach out to me. In my past life, I was part of a river cruise line. So feel free. I'm more than happy to talk to anybody about all the different river cruise lines that are out there. So feel free to reach out to me at any time. So I do appreciate everybody taking the time joining us today, and make sure to join us next week for Friday 15 at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you have any questions, please make sure to send them to us at hostagencyreviews.com/Friday15. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Bye.